Hi, I'm Imogen and I'm Franchise Development Manager at Home Instead Senior Care.
Hi, yeah, I'm Romesh. I am the franchise owner and director at Home Instead in Dorchester. I opened in May 2019, so just over a year now.
So we're just catching up to see how that year's been. Why did you choose Home Instead Senior Care? What made us stand out and seem so special to you?
So about probably a couple of years ago, I was sort of had finished my previous sort of business, and I was looking at different opportunities. I looked at the first thing that came to mind is in my previous guys, I had been operating as a loan operator, and I really wanted that support. So I started looking at franchise models where obviously you have an infrastructure behind you, people that can advise you every step of the way. So I started looking at different franchise models, and having been involved in care before, home care seemed like a good opportunity for me. So I started looking into different home care opportunities, and as you might know, there's a lot of availability of different franchises out there, but none of them really seemed to fit what I was looking for in terms of my own values and beliefs. But having come across Home Instead, I really was able to drill down on the values and the culture, and everyone I'd met before who was involved with Home Instead. They had, I think, more of an eye on the quality of care and the outcomes of care than on the business model, which really sort of resonated with me. So, as I started to look into it more, it became apparent how the standards of care at Home Instead are outstanding, really about enriching people's lives, and it wasn't just about the bottom line figures. So that's the first thing that got me interested in Home Instead.
What were your expectations and what have you achieved so far?
I think expectation-wise, I didn't really know what to expect. Every journey is different. Everyone has a slightly different experience, but clearly I'd had enough discussions with staff at Home Instead beforehand, not just people at National Office, but also other franchisees. So I was able to build up an idea of what people in different areas had experienced, the challenges they'd found, and I used that before I started my journey to really put the building blocks in place. I really learned from that knowledge, so that I found that when I actually got started, post my new owners training, I really felt ready to go, and I was really ready to sort of dive in. And it took, I think, about 2 or 3 months before I got my first, maybe 2 months before I got my first client. I didn't really know what to expect when I took the call. We'd obviously prepped for that with new owner training, and it went well. And they really, what I found actually was quite surprising was how easy, once we started talking about the actual product and what the type of care we could deliver, how easy it was that they found it so different from whatever else they'd encountered in the local community in terms of home care. So they were really gripped from the moment we started speaking about it, and from there it snowballed. When we started the package, it was so different. My first client had been with another provider, and when he went with us, he could see the difference immediately, the personal connections that were built within a few weeks. He went from someone that was very much homebound to going out seeing his wife in a local care home who he hadn't seen for a year, and going out into to local fairs with our caregiver staff. So it was really amazing to see that transformation, and it was a light bulb moment for both myself and the care manager, that we really saw how much happiness the model can bring. So I think the first 2 months were a real eye opener and really enjoyable.
How have you found your first year in business, including everything that's happened with COVID-19?
Yeah. Clearly, look, in business, you're going to get lots of ups and downs, and I think I was prepared from that for day one. Care business, you're dealing with different personalities all the time, and that can be incredibly rewarding, but also come with its own challenges. So we've had our ups and downs. The general trend has been one of overachievement. I came in with quite conservative expectations of how the business would grow. And it's grown a lot quicker than I thought it would. And so, I've been delighted with how it's gone. As I've said to many Home Instead staff, I've been delighted with the support I've had from Home Instead and other franchisees during my journey so far. There's always someone to help if I've got anything that I'm not too sure about. So that depth of knowledge and understanding of the market is really invaluable. And that's sort of been brought on during this COVID period as well, which is unprecedented for us all. But it's really nice knowing that we aren't facing this alone. We have got 50 odd people at national office who are all busting their guts to put in place the infrastructure we need to grow our businesses and maintain our businesses in this time. And just having that reassurance and peace of mind, and in these times of changing government guidance, Public Health England guidance, to have that knowledge base and backing behind us has been invaluable. So it's been ups and downs, but nothing that I haven't that's made me sort of tear my hair out. I've absolutely loved every minute of it, and yes, it's we continue to grow. So
good. And for you, what does the future hold for your Home Instead office?
It's really, as you know, really hard to plan minute by minute in this kind of industry, because things can change so quickly. So whereas maybe 6 months ago we were really following that sort of traditional Home Instead model of companionship, and building on that, and then being with people throughout a really long lifespan. The COVID period has certainly changed the way we're doing things. So since February, we recruited live-in caregivers. We've started to do live-in care packages now. We're competing in a slightly different space on that side of things. So clearly that's a different trajectory than I thought I would be taking, or different direction, and it's a lot of learning points there. And as you know from conference, technology was a massive focus, and you'll probably know from all our discussions that I'm a massive advocate of technology in care. So I'm starting to get involved with the piloting for the Home Aware product. And we are starting to get some clients that are showing interest. So hopefully, I really hope that we can try and use technology to support our care. And I see that as a real opportunity for Home Instead going forward, and certainly this office.
Thank you so much for the time you took today. I really enjoyed catching up with you.
No, I'm delighted. No problem at all. It's been an absolute pleasure, obviously.